This is how narcissists hope you suffer after being discarded. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're delving into a topic that's bound to hit home for many of us. What narcissists secretly hope happens to you after the relationship ends, whether it's with a narcissistic family member or a significant other. In a normal relationship, when things don't work out, we go through a process of healing. We experience a range of emotions: hurt, anger, sadness, and eventually we hope for the best for both ourselves and the other person. Maybe we hope they'd find happiness, or perhaps even a change of heart. But with narcissists, it's a whole different ball game. Their hopes for you after the relationship ends are often far from benevolent. Today, we're going to uncover the truth about what narcissists truly desire for you post-breakup. So get ready to explore this intriguing topic together. Let's dive in. Alright, let's talk about narcissistic folks. They don't fit into the usual molds. They don't feel remorse for their actions. They're not interested in changing unless it benefits their narcissism. And they definitely don't have your best interests at heart once the relationship ends. Number 1, trapping you in a false self. The narcissist's wish post-relationship is for you to remain ensnared in a false self, mirroring their own existence. Malignant narcissists navigate life through a fabricated core, devoid of authenticity. When seeking admiration, they don't strive to become better individuals. Instead, they polish their false facade and operate from that persona. Conversely, they recognize the potential for authenticity within their targets, even if the targets themselves are unaware of it. Thus, their aim is to compel you to adopt a false self akin to theirs. They achieve this by systematically eroding your autonomy and suppressing your authentic expression. Each time you assert your perspective or disagree, they shame you, fostering an environment where expressing yourself feels unsafe. Consequently, your inner sense of security diminishes, leading you to conceal your true self and adopt what's known in the CPTSD community as a protective self. Unlike the narcissist's false self, your protective self isn't a mirage, but a defense mechanism born out of trauma. Over time, you come to identify with these protective traits, mistakenly believing them to be intrinsic aspects of your personality. For example, traits like people-pleasing or self-erasure stem from trauma responses rather than genuine characteristics. The narcissist's goal is to keep you entrenched in this protective self, preventing you from embracing your authentic identity. If they cannot be genuine, they see no reason why you should. Thus, they derive satisfaction from thwarting your journey towards self-discovery and perpetuating your reliance on a false sense of self. Number 2, falling into their trap of distraction. The desire of the narcissist post-relationship is for you to become entangled in proving your innocence. Throughout the relationship, they meticulously constructed a narrative where you are portrayed as the villain and they, the victim. By the time the relationship ends, they've already laid the groundwork for others to view you negatively. Now, as you attempt to assert your truth, they relish in the opportunity to manipulate the situation to their advantage. Why do they delight in this post-relationship pursuit? Because it keeps you ensnared in their web of manipulation, diverting your focus from your own life. Whether you're providing positive or negative attention, as long as it's directed towards them, it serves as narcissistic supply. Consequently, you're prevented from moving forward, further disempowered and left feeling isolated and invalidated. Number 3, desire for permanent damage. When a relationship with a narcissist ends, their ultimate hope is that they've inflicted such deep wounds that you remain stuck in a state of emotional collapse. From the outset, their goal is to dismantle your self-image and beliefs, leaving you shattered. Unlike healthy relationships where partners support each other, narcissists thrive on diminishing your confidence over time. They delight in seeing you remain in a state of despair long after the relationship concludes. Throughout the relationship, narcissists gradually strip away elements of your identity, either adopting them as their own or extinguishing them through chaos. Consequently, who you were at the start of the relationship is vastly different from who you become by the end. Clients often express a clear division between their pre-narcissist and post-narcissist selves, emphasizing how the relationship fundamentally altered them. For those raised by narcissistic parents, the distinction between before and after isn't as apparent. Instead, there's a pervasive sense of never being allowed to authentically be oneself. Therefore, when the relationship ends, reclaiming empowerment and aligning with positive beliefs poses a threat to the narcissist's fragile self-image. If you thrive independently, it undermines their control over you, which contradicts their desire for dominance. Ultimately, narcissists derive perverse satisfaction from witnessing you perpetuate self-destructive beliefs post-relationship. They harbor no desire for your healing or happiness, preferring to revel in your ongoing suffering and stagnation. So, what's the antidote to falling prey to these tactics? Here are some strategies to consider. Number 1. Engage in gradual self-reconstruction. Rebuilding your authentic self is a gradual process that involves unraveling layers of trauma and reclaiming your inner agency. Dedicate yourself to inner work and confront the deep-seated wounds inflicted by the narcissistic relationship. Remember, healing is not a swift journey. It's a gradual progression toward reclaiming your true identity and restoring your sense of wholeness. Number 2. Stay committed to the inner work. Avoid the temptation to give up too quickly or to address only surface-level symptoms. Stay committed to the inner work necessary to overcome narcissistic abuse. Allow the healing process to penetrate your subconscious, ensuring lasting shifts that empower you to move forward with confidence. Number 3. Trust your inner validation. Realize that you don't need to prove your truth to anyone else. Your belief in yourself holds more power than external validation. Embrace the strength of your own inner validation, independent of others' opinions. Trusting yourself is key to overcoming the insecurity that arises from the narcissist's smear campaign and manipulation tactics. Number 4. Focus on inner rewiring and trust building. Part of the recovery process involves rewiring your nervous system and belief system. Learn to trust yourself again and cultivate inner strength. By prioritizing your own well-being and trusting your instincts, you can break free from the narcissist's attempts to keep you stuck. Number 5. Acknowledge the need for active healing. Recognize that the wounds inflicted by narcissistic abuse cannot heal through the mere passage of time. Similar to physical injuries, emotional wounds require intentional care and nurturing. Merely removing the toxic influence from your life isn't enough. You must actively engage in inner healing and self-reconstruction. In conclusion, reclaiming your sense of self after narcissistic abuse is a journey of inner healing and self-discovery. By acknowledging the need for active healing, engaging in gradual self-reconstruction, staying committed to the inner work, trusting your inner validation, and focusing on inner rewiring and trust building, you can empower yourself to break free from the narcissist's grip and reclaim your life. Remember, the most empowering thing you can do for yourself is to get yourself back.